Most people know one of my favorite famous hashtags. My favorite hashtag is hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. And what that means is that it can be a very dangerous thing to date someone who's a non-law abiding citizen, somebody who doesn't value themselves, might not value other people's lives as well. I think it's just a dangerous thing to do. I always discourage people from dealing with or procreating with thugs or people who exhibit thug behavior. Very simple statement. Before I get into the details and before I say anything that might get people's panties in a bunch, here we go. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And I'm getting this story, believe it or not, from yahoo.com. So thank you, because that's where I'm reading this article from. I'm going to try to keep this brief. A Fort Mitchell man was fatally shot outside of his home Tuesday during a dispute over two teen lovers and their newborn baby. The brother that you see on my screen right there, his name is Dwight Carlton Jones, 46 years old. He's only a few years older than me. This just really breaks my heart for a lot of reasons to see another black man, black father, dead for what? Good looking man too. Think he's a good looking brother. What y'all think, ladies? Just really, really sad. This brother lost his life for what? Behind this little roach motel dwelling looking little boy right here, like somebody took his head and put him inside of a pencil sharpener and just didn't get the pencil sharp enough all the way, right? That boy looked like he was on Mario Brothers 2, like they plucked him out of the sand, like Mario walk around and plucking those plants out the ground. It looked like that's what they did. Like you would just grab him by the hair and just pluck him out and throw him at one of the Koopa Troopers. Funny looking ass little boy. But look, that man was 46 years old. He was gunned down as he tried to go back into his Apache Trail home. Tried to go back into his home during a confrontation with 19-year-old Kamali Kenyatta Jones. I don't know what a Kamali is. I don't know if that boy was on some Mollies. 19 years old, said Russell County Sheriff Heath Taylor. The suspect is in a relationship with Dwight Jones's niece. So this man is related by way of his niece. Though they share the same surname, the two men are not related, the sheriff said. He said that the teen and the victim's niece, Golden Sneed, also 19 years old, had a baby born 2 days earlier, and Kamali Jones, the fool on the right, got a ride to the Apache Trail residence. Let me say that again. He got a ride over to this house. So he didn't have a car. He has a dick that he placed semen into this 19-year-old girl, or 18-year-old. I guess she was 18 at the time. Want to play like a grown man, probably ain't got a job, didn't have a ride, but turned around and had a gun and got a ride to go over here and go threaten somebody and then shoot this man. For what? Because he was protecting his niece? Well, ladies, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know how I tell you guys all the time how important men are, how important fathers are, how important family is. Ladies, I'm going to look in the camera and I'm going to tell y'all this. These are these situations that these young women put themselves in these positions. This is why we tell these stories, and I'm going to just be blunt with you. I don't want my daughter to end up being 19 years old, sitting here dating a damn bum, a damn thug, a damn nobody. And then my life is turned around and going to be threatened. No, that's why I carry, just know, I keep it nearby. I keep it nearby all the time. Extra magazines, all of that good stuff for situations like this? Huh? If it's going to be me or him, it's probably going to be me. I'm going to be the survivor. I'm going to be the one telling the story. Right? This is why we need men. This is why we need protectors. I'd be damned if I want my kids not having a father, not having a man around, and leaving the mother, the woman, the grandmother, whoever it is, to have to deal with this insane individual who has nothing to look forward to, has a very, very short fuse. He has no logic. He is 100% emotional. I wouldn't want a woman to have to try to deal with this physically or try to diffuse this. That's what men are for. This is why men go to war. This is why men fight. This is why you have most men who do the most dangerous jobs on earth. I'm not saying that women can't, but I'm just saying, if we're willingly going to put our lives on the line, how about you just freaking let us do it? And stop complaining about, oh, well, it's not fair. I wouldn't want a bunch of women putting their lives in danger by dealing with these sad individual fools. Okay? Hope everybody understood that. I'm sorry I went off on a little diatribe, but I had to say that. The niece lived with Dwight Jones. She lived with her uncle, who had told Kamali Jones to stay away from his house. She's staying with him, and he told the thug boyfriend, don't come by my house. He has every right to say that, but I think he should have protected himself with some type of armament. This fool had to get a ride to go over there. The uncle told Kamali Jones to stay away from the house after an earlier incident in which the boyfriend allegedly fired a gun into the niece's car, the sheriff said. Let me stop it right there before we go on. At that point, to the uncle, and I wish he were alive to hear this, that would have been all I needed to hear, and I would have been strapped up. I would have been armed. I would have been armed, ready, and prepared. I would not have lost this gun battle, okay? When Kamali Jones, the little fool right here, showed up Tuesday morning, Dwight Jones ordered him to leave and did not let him see his girlfriend or the child. The teen pulled out a 9mm pistol and fired more than 10 shots, hitting his girlfriend's uncle and the house. Dwight Jones died from a gunshot wound to the chest. Russell County deputies responded to reports of gunfire at 8:42 a.m., found witnesses performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, to try to resuscitate Jones to keep him alive. Deputies were told that Kamali had walked away wearing a puffy black jacket over a hooded sweatshirt. I wonder who drove him over there. They might need to be investigated, potentially be arrested, charged, and do prison time too, for bringing this fucking idiot over there. Excuse my language. I might have to edit that out. The suspect was found at 9:04 a.m. about a half mile away at Moss Oak Drive and Musselwood Drive, the sheriff said. He was wearing the clothes witnesses had described, but he did not have the 9mm pistol, which investigators were still searching for on Tuesday afternoon. The teen is jailed on charges of murder and firing a gun into an occupied dwelling. Investigators said that the two teenagers had been together for about a year, but apparently had a rocky relationship, as deputies had been called to previous disputes involving this pair. Dwight Jones was trying to put an end to that. He advised Kamali not to show up at his residence in the past because they have had some arguments and some issues between his niece and him, so he was trying to keep them separate. If I say any more, I'm going to probably just get flagged, so I'm going to just try to keep my commentary a little more limited. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I don't expect for everybody to understand where I'm coming from, but I would like for people to show support. Do me a favor, just click that thumbs up and leave a comment, okay? Here we go.
We are following a developing story in East Alabama. A 19-year-old is charged with murdering his girlfriend's uncle. Newsleader 9's Khalees McGee has more details on the relationship between the two men.
According to Russell County Sheriff Heath Taylor, 19-year-old Kamali Jones is charged with murder in the shooting death of 46-year-old Dwight Jones. Russell County Sheriff's deputies received the report of gunshots on Apache Trail in Fort Mitchell around 8:45 Tuesday morning. On the scene, they found 46-year-old Dwight Jones suffering from gunshot wounds.
He actually fell on the doorstep of the house, and that's where we were working on him. But we tried to do CPR. Ambulance got there, tried to do CPR.
According to Russell County Coroner Arthur Sumbry Jr., Dwight Jones was pronounced dead on the scene. Russell County authorities say they located the suspect, 19-year-old Kamali Jones, nearby at the intersection of Moss Oak Drive and Musselwood Drive shortly after they arrived on the scene. According to Sheriff Taylor, the suspect and the victim are not related, but the suspect had a relationship with the victim's niece, Golden Sneed, who lives at the same residence, and he says there were prior reports of domestic violence between the two, including the suspect shooting into Sneed's vehicle.
My understanding is that he may have went to jail for some disorderly conduct charge, but that she didn't want to prosecute the shooting into her vehicle charge from a few days before.
Taylor says the victim advised Kamali Jones to not come to the residence due to issues between the suspect and his niece in the past. Law enforcement officials believe the shooting followed an argument between the victim and the suspect, and multiple rounds hit the house.
He shows up at the house this morning wanting to see Miss Sneed and his 2-day baby that he had with Miss Sneed, and him and Mr. Dwight got into an argument in the front yard.
Kamali Jones is charged with murder and shooting into an occupied residence. And officials say they believe Kamali Jones used a 9mm handgun during the shooting, but they have not located that weapon. To see the full press conference, you can go to our website, WTVM.com. Reporting in Russell County.
If you ask me, he had already tried to shoot at the woman, at the woman, the mother. She's a mother. These ain't teenagers. These are grown adults. He had already tried to shoot at her before. If you're shooting, you're intending to kill her. So he tried to murder her. He ended up murdering her uncle. And I think for that, he deserves life in prison. That's premeditated murder. So if they have the death sentence where they're at, then maybe they'll give him that because he absolutely deserves it. But if nothing else, life in prison, no parole. I hope y'all hear me out there, okay? No parole. No chance for parole. Thank you guys so much for listening to this story. RIP to this brother. When you date thugs, you date death. Ladies, this mother's decision to date and have a baby by this fool cost her uncle his life. Please think about these choices. Stop looking at these rap videos, listen to these rap songs, looking at these stupid Instagram, TikTok, Facebook posts, how cute it is to date these damn fucking fools. I'm going to have to block that out too. Sorry for my language. When are y'all going to wake up? I love you enough to tell you you need to wake up and do better, okay? Thank you.